Hello everyone and welcome back to Endless Legends. Alright, I barely remember what I've been doing, so let's check that out quickly. Canal locks, alright, mainly industry stuff, that's good. Same for here, a little bit of influence should be fine. Have a guy here. Alright, so this one moved. I don't remember why I'm going there. Maybe just to inspect red? Let's do that with this team as well. Okay, so I see their city. Only 4 dudes. That might be easy to get. If we ever decide to go armies. Alright. Science still being done. Do they have mirror? Okay, no, I need 8 science for that. That's good. Just keep going then. Oh, winter. Alright. So, when winter happens, you can see the effects here. Usually there's a bonus effect, depending on, well, following winters to be exact. So, for instance, it could be minus 25% dust income. So instead of making 126, I'll probably make like 90 something. However, this one is only about -1 to the exploitation. Exploitation is only your surrounding zones and the zones that you're in. So as you can see here, I would usually have 1 industry, and now I have 0. That's fine. That lowered a little bit of here. The amount of turns that it's going to take. Hopefully that won't last for long. I'm going to try to probably finish canal locks as soon as I can by just buying it out. I do have 6 people in both armies, so that's good as well. These people can't move much. Oh, there's someone here. Alright. Might have to be careful with that. I'm just gonna keep them here. Please? Alright. That was a small mistake, but they went to the same place again, so it's fine. Alright, Central Market. Let's see what's going on here. Alright, so Central Market gives food that we don't need, but it gives dust and happiness, which is what we need. So, I believe one of these towns had a river. Was it the first one? Yeah, it was the first one. So the second one doesn't. So I'm just gonna put it right here, and they'll be done. Maybe even in only 2 turns, because we'll get the canal system done, and that'll give us some industry. But we'll have to see. Alright. These don't have to move. Apparently red went back. He might have just been scouting, or he went all the way over here. Hopefully he didn't. Alright, Imperial Highway's on the way. I think we're good. Did I... Alright, I do have Imperial coinage coming relatively soon, which is great. Oh, Empire Plane again. We don't have any quests related to that, so we can pick what we want. Alright, we have 120, which is surprisingly perfect. Huh. Alright, so we don't need unit cost reduction because we don't care about armies. And we don't need settlers anymore. Don't need the attack as well. Could use the science and the building production reduction. That's always good. Happiness, could be useful, but not now because we're already at fervent. So I think we're going to go for reduce cost on buying out buildings. That'll be great for buying out the canal system if it's not done next turn, which I doubt it will. And then we will also reduce the cost it costs in industry. And that's exactly 120, wow. This usually doesn't happen. I'm usually stuck having to wait and gather more points for the next round, or just have more people go into that. However, right, this is 2 turns. Can we make that 1 by any chance? Sadly not. So, we're gonna pull people instead, since we don't really care about the dust treasure and the dust filtration. Alright, this one makes it 3, so we don't want that. We already have 1 turn on the Imperial Highway. So I think we're just gonna spread the dust and the influence, that'll be great. This one, they still need a lot of workers all in industry to make sure that all of these are done. Central Market, however, we're gonna bump that up. I think we're probably gonna put it here because we still want the Megapole to be done as soon as possible. And also, to know when the winter's gonna finish, you see over here the weather, and it tells you in turns. So right now, the minimum amount of turns to change it would be 1, and the maximum would be 1. So we know that next turn is going to be summer again. There's only between summer and winter, by the way. And usually we would see probably like 3 to 8 or something like that. And every turn it would be like either 2 or 7, or the 7 could be even lower because it's only the maximum amount of turns that keeps changing because it's never precise. There's a fair margin that you can see. And if we take the science, where would that be? I think it's this one. Yeah, minus 40% margin of error for season predictability on Empire. And there's another one, I believe. Yes, this one also gives minus 40%. So technically, everyone sees that for now, and as soon as you get it, you'll have an advantage in knowing when the summer will be back. If you do play in teams, you can't really play in teams technically, but if you like play with friends and you say, okay, we're just not gonna attack each other because we don't have a team win yet, you can go in alliance and stuff, but at the end of the game, if you stay in alliance, you're gonna have to win in another way than fighting. For instance, dust. Diplomacy. This game doesn't have diplomacy though. It could be score after a few hundred turns. The wonder, which is after you've done all your class quests. Expansion, having all the zones but 1, I believe. I think that's usually it. Supremacy means that you kill every capital. So if you are in a game where, for instance, this guy has, I don't know, 10 zones, and you can't beat all of the zones with your army, but you know you could probably take his capital. If you go for the capital only, and he's the only one left, you automatically win. So that's good to know. The quest percentage, I don't think that's really a victory status, because it's related to wonder. Oh, wait, I think that's actually with the giant expansion, because there are quests after the wonder that you can do, and you, well, spoiler alert, you usually take like a spaceship and go away from the planet, which is essentially the goal, because the planet is sort of dying, as far as I understand, lore-wise. Alright, so what I was trying to check was related to, oh, where is it? Was it influence? Dust? I suppose we can check them all. Alright, so military you get, oh, I've hired in green. Maybe he's in war with someone? That's entirely possible. We're gonna check that right now. If you click on someone, and click on the 2 little arrows here, it'll make you see from their point of view what's around the world. So for instance, red has not met light green yet. Let's check from orange point of view. So everyone is still in Cold War, so there's no actual war, but maybe green went into orange's territory and got a few units killed, and that's why he doesn't have a lot of army. Next, expansions. That's the amount of bonus zones that you have from the boroughs, plus just zones in general. Like your first zone counts as 1, and then a borough counts as bonus 1. So we have 2 cities with 1 borough each, I believe, so this is why we have 4. Population, it's the number of workers you have. Research is the amount of researchers that you've done, which is slightly different from the science, because as you can see I have a lot of science, but my research is not that much higher than them, because it still takes at least 1 turn to get it done. That's completely fine. We're still quite fast on that. Alright, food we don't have any because we're the broken lords. Industry, as you can see, we're very on the high load here. You can actually see the real number here, 114, as opposed to lower than 60, which is great. And then dust. Wow, they're actually losing dust. Usually when it's winter like this, people will tend to lose dust, mainly because the exploitation is bad, but also maybe they have the brace yourself trait from custom factions that make them lose even more dust during winter. However, you do -5 points that you can take somewhere else, which is good. Science, as we saw earlier. Influence seem to be relatively close to everyone. We do have some people in influence, which is great right now, so that in a few turns we can do really great empire plans. Although we did just do an amazing one. Empire approval, that's related to the happiness. As you can see, we're at 96, which is why we don't need to go higher than that, because we're already fervent, which is 85 and up, I believe. Diplomacy, even though it's still there, it doesn't count as a victory, but essentially you could compliment or warn people, and that would give you diplomacy points. And if you reach a certain amount, you win. Then in the quests, we're still a little behind, and we're going to continue to be for a little bit, mainly because we don't have our science that allows us to have 4 people in our group, since we need 3 to inspect this ruin over here. Alright. Do we need to do anything else? I don't think so. Central market's still being done. Could finish it, but I'd rather save money for the catalogs. Alright, let's just keep going. As you can tell, summer's back. And we did do Imperial Highways, which I'll explain a little bit. Alright, so when you do an Imperial Highway, as you see up here, we have trade routes. The trade routes will be automatically done between cities. And let's say I have between here and here, it's only 1, it's not 2 trade routes. However, it's not, well, it's 1 trade route per city. So we'd have 1 trade route coming from here to here, and 1 trade route coming from here to here. But that would be 1 out of 2 here, and 1 out of 1 here, because your main city always has a bonus trade route. Oh, it's starting to rain really hard. I'm not sure if you can hear it. I'm just going to close the window just in case. There you go. Also, when you research Imperial Highway, you also get access to those watchtowers over here. I don't know what's not showing up all of a sudden. But anyway, those would essentially make you... Oh, I think it's not, because I don't have my city. Yeah, okay. So watchtowers, they essentially give you a lot of vision around the zones that you build them in. And they're randomly in your zone. You can't really decide where you build them. However, that's very important. If you ever need to know, like, let's say if Orange wanted to attack me and I had a watchtower here, that would be really useful because I could see them coming in before, and if I do, I could either gather my armies or, I don't know, force peace with them. I'm not a dragon, but that's always a possibility by just giving them stuff so that they don't attack me. We do have Calilux done next turn because of our amazing empire plan, which is really great. Plus the candle system, that's also really good. So I'm assuming that the industrial megapole was probably going to be done in 2-3 turns. So that's also very good. We're going to do right of the way, which is the trade routes. And I'm gonna do right before the central market. Gonna do it in this city as well. Can I make that 1 turn? Let's try that. Oh, I can. And I have 1 free guy. Alright, so if I move away this guy from science, I only have 3 turns for Imperial coinage, but if I keep him there, it's only 2, so I'll keep him there. In this place, we'll keep the dudes on industrial stuff, which is great, and then I'm just gonna do all the watchtowers, just so that they're in the queue and I don't forget them. Let's do the same for this one. Generally, the watchtowers are not as important as the rest because they don't give you stuff overall, but they're still technically important for middle to late game. However, since we don't have any rivers or ocean, we're going to do them before the dust stuff that are essentially only going to be done in case I actually, let's say, make a burrow here, then I'll have this zone, and this zone that actually have rivers in them. So we'll keep that for later. Here. Alright. I don't think we're going to move our people. There are preachers again. Which is interesting, actually, because their hero is not with the team anymore. Maybe he went back to being a governor, or you just rolled around here. So for now, we're kind of blocking red from the rest of the world. As you can see, he has only met orange because he's a dragon and me. I doubt he'll be able to get to green anytime soon. However, notice there's water all around this world. Generally, you can't cross it. However, if you take the shipyard, you unlock ship. And the way ship would work is you would be able to, let's say we're here, let's say we had an army here. You would have to take your whole movement points to cross to here, and after that, your new movement points would allow you to move, just like normal, one hexagon per movement points. And to come back, it's the same. You have to spend all of your points. This could be reduced if we had cargo docks. As you can see, decrease the embark, disembark cost. That's for the amount of points of movement it would cost. Alright, so we don't need to move our guys. I think we're just going to keep them here to scare him off and not let him have his breachers go. And he's still going to be close enough in case he tries to convert my people. This guy, I would say he's in the same boat. However, we're just going to move him closer, just to have more vision of my zone here. Because I still don't know where his hero went. There could just be another army like right here that I've not seen yet. Alright, that's done, that's done. Let's keep going. What are points looking like? Orange actually has a lot of points. I'm curious how that is. Oh! He has a bonus zone. Wait, how many zones does that mean there is? I have 2 zones right now, and he has 2. He has 3. And 1 left. So there's actually 8 zones instead of the 7 that we thought there were at the beginning. This is actually a problem, because orange is gonna ramp up quickly in points from now on. Not sure how we're gonna deal with that. Maybe we should consider making armies at some point. Maybe it won't be necessary. Why did I not finish in the same turn? And this one too didn't. That's kind of weird. I'm not sure why that happened. But that's alright. Probably means I can move my people away and it's still gonna be one turn. Yep, I can. Okay. How many people do I need to... Oh, it's only 1. Okay. And these, we're just gonna spread them out. More on dust because we have the Imperial plan of +3 dust per worker. But we still need influence for the next ones. This guy is still gonna need them here. I think next turn I'll be able to buy out the Industrial Megapo. If I can't, I'm just gonna get like right of the way Central Market done. Which I could do now, but I don't think it's that necessary. So yeah, we'll just keep going. Is there anything else happening here? Doesn't seem like it. Alright. Oh, manufacturing units. So as I mentioned, once you're done with the first era, the minor factions are going to start spawning from villagers that have not been converted yet. AKA from Red's village. Usually they don't cross, between zones, but they can occasionally do if they want to. Let's say there was like rocks over here, impassable terrain, but there's a zone still here. They could probably go in my zone for a moment just to go here for some reason. Just out of safety though, I think we might move these guys. But I'm at a hide point, which is really great for vision. I think I'm gonna keep them there and risk it. I doubt they'll attack me because I've not done anything to them yet. The manufacturers are usually very aggressive. They tend to go. As you can see, he lost a pre-shoot. I'm assuming they just fought, which is entirely possible, especially versus demons. He did not get lucky with that. Demons are actually very hard to kill. They have a lot of HP and a lot of damage. And also do chain lightning. If you have a lot of melee units, they can get attacked just by being close. What did we have last time? We had a Goron. I think the Jonas. Why does it not tell me? I saw it for like a moment. Come on. There we go. Yeah, Jonas, okay. I suppose I could have checked there too. Still think it might not be worth it to take the vision. Maybe later now. In case we need range units, they would be great because Jonas are a range unit. Alright. This guy's relatively safe. This guy's too. Watchtower is still being done. We're gonna look at science in just a moment. Oh, I can actually buy that. We're gonna do that. We still have enough monies for something else. Should we finish the other stuff? Maybe a titanium? So that we can go to the auction house, which I'm going to show you in a moment. Could be a good alternative. I think we're going to do that. So we're just going to buy these 3 out. We still will have a little bit. Might as well do the geomic live blow while we're here, and then we don't have any money left. However, this is the marketplace. You can only see it once. You have either the mercenary market or your own. Just a regular market for luxuries and strategic resource. As you can see, we have all the strategic resources that are available. There isn't more than that. Even if you have like a gigantic game with lots of zone and large zones, and only a little bit of water, you would still only have these 6. However, luxuries you could have a lot more. I think there's a good 15 minimum. However, since this is a short game and small zones and stuff, there's only 3 available. We have gold, and there's also emeralds. Emeralds give you city fortification and happiness like all of them. And blood crystal give you more attacks, so we don't need any of them. We actually got lucky by getting gold. Could eventually sell them when we need to. How many more turns do we have of that? Oh, we don't have enough yet. They're not even activated. So in 2 turns we're gonna have to think about it, because the game usually doesn't tell us until we have way over the cap. Alright, back to the market. And there's also stockpiles. Stockpiles are essentially activatable sort of items. If you have a stockpile, you would go in your main menu, you would have stockpiles here, and then I would click on one, let's say food. And then I could click on one of my cities, only one at a time, and they would get the bonus. So for instance, the food one would give me 25 food that turn, which we don't need of course because we're broken lords, but the science one could be decent. However, 25 is not really that good. Those are short stockpiles. Eventually, in the later sciences you can get, it actually doesn't say right now, but it usually gives a lot. I think it's like 200 or something. Or maybe 125 depending on their speed. Alright. Let's see what else. Oh yeah. Forgot about strategic. So we do have a lot of titanium that we don't really need, because we aren't making armies, and our current stuff that we're building, it doesn't need any of that. Or at least not a lot. Usually want to keep maybe 10, maximum 15. Just in case you do have something building next, but you can also prepare that. So yeah, we're gonna sell some. I think we're only gonna keep about 14. Because every time you sell them, just by quantity and demand, just like in real life, the cost would go up or down. As you can see right now, it says plus 10, so if I would want to buy some, it would cost me a lot of money. But if I would sell some, it would also get me more money. But every time I would sell them, the demand would lower, and they would cost less and less, and also we would sell them for less and less. For instance, we should look at titanium right now. 28.5, so plus 6.9 current. We're just gonna sell 10, because if we sell them one at a time, the tax is just gonna keep going. So as you can see, we just sold 10, and the price went out dramatically. Well, dramatically. Still a good. I think it was 28 point something. So we lost about 4 dust for the next time we sell them. I think we're gonna sell them again. So it keeps lowering, but there's eventually a minimum. As you can see here, there's like a semicircle, and if it reaches the maximum of green, that's the minimum amount of gold it would take. And every time we sell them, since the price goes down, that means the other empire, right? So we're gonna keep this 14, and I think 10 glass steel will be enough. So we're gonna sell that. So we just made 350 dust, or a good 300, because we still had some left, which is very good. So, what can we buy with that? We don't care about the watchtowers quite yet on this one. However, this zone still have a lot of stuff to do. While I'm seeing it, we should probably look. Alright. Still, the enemy armies has not moved, or my turns has just been really long.